Previously, on Twilight's Edge, it's time to battle the Bastards. As Flint and Sombra carve their way through Nephilim thugs, the rest of the party battles Palaveen and his hellbound allies. Things take a dire turn as Palaveen ignites his own impish minion, catching the coterie in a wave of flames. Flint is badly hurt, and Zakoon lies dying on the ground as we continue this climactic confrontation.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tumble Through!
Tumble Through!
Tumble Through!
Where we're tumbling into fire.
Yeah. Someone other than us had the audacity to tumble and seem to have run away, and that's not okay.
Well, they're going to pay for that.
Listen, it's not just
We have trademarks?
It's not just the players who get to tumble, the GM gets to tumble as well. Maybe
That's
it's even
true.
more so, actually. No, I don't know. That's not
You can just have Fugo tumble in a corner if you want.
Fugo might have acrobatics. I don't know what they're...
Tumble Fugo.
They have got acrobatics.
But speaking of GMs, I am Krifu Bernal. My pronouns are he, him. And yes, we're back. We're still in initiative in this really tense and dynamic final fight of Book 1 of the Council of Thieves. Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, woohoo.
Yeah, woohoo, 1 HP, woohoo.
People are almost dead.
My name is Aida. My pronouns are she and her. I am playing Sombra, whose pronouns are she and they. Sombra is a Kayal monk. She has a bit of reason to woohoo. She's still doing relatively okay. She got a good hit in. She took a few good hits. She's very upset at her friends going up and down. Friends? Oh God, I said friends. Going up and down like tennis balls. You know what? If they're friends and that's a good reason to get some revenge and go ham, sure, let's call them friends.
Not sure if Lowen feels the same about French yet, but hi, I am Anna. I use it in pronouns, and I am, as I said, playing Lowen, who uses he/they pronouns, so he's a Hellspawn Nephilim wizard. Lowen's doing pretty good. He only lost 1 point of damage in this whole round, which is funny because he's the squishiest. But is seeing people around them go down, or nearly go down, and that's not good. So he's going to try and maybe do something about that.
Oh, kia ora, everyone. I'm Evan. I play Nico, the Leaf Druid, and their little buddy, Fugo. Mine and Nico's pronouns are he, him. I've just seen my orc bro, just lying on the ground after being absolutely annihilated by some flames. And Nico is cursed currently as well. Some blood vendetta. So bleeding from his eyes, not in a good place, but hopefully he'd like to be friends with these people. Well, most of these people. Side-eye Lowen.
the shade.
Hello there. My name's Marcus, pronouns are he, him, and I play Zakoon, the Grave Orc Oracle, also pronouns he, him, who is one of these dying people right now. And I, as a player, am a really big fan of encounters like this because this has been swingy, this has been really well paced, and we're dealing damage, we're taking damage, and this really feels to me like a proper finale for a book of an adventure path. So I'm not concerned too much out of character for Zakoon. I love my boy. But I'm just, especially as a viewer of this, I'm just really excited about everything that's happening right now.
Hey, I'm Pan, pronouns he, they, she. I play Flint, he, him. Flint is mad. Flint's mad. He's been knocked down. He's covered in his own blood and other people's blood. It's not a good time. So he's gonna take it out on somebody.
I wanted to point out, Flint, it looks like you have 4 hit points left.
Do I have 4?
That's what the character sheet says. And we mentioned last time you were wondering if you had fire resistance. I said, oh yeah, no, not yet. No, I'm looking at the damage result. You took 5 instead of 6 damage. And there's a little information symbol there because you do have fire resistance 1.
There you go. Yeah, Flint has 1 point off, which honestly, in his current state, is pretty fine by me.
That's that brass draconic heritage coming in handy
That's it.
here.
I don't think he's ever been set on fire like that before, so I guess this is his first time finding out.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I don't think Lowen has anything like that, and you'd expect that from someone with Infernal heritage, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's good not to put people into a box or stereotypes.
No, of course.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Paizo Pathfinder really mixes it up.
No, I find it that's why I'm saying I find it quite interesting.
Not me. I want that box. Give me the resistance. What are you talking about?
Yeah, to be fair, in first edition, all of these, what they were referred to as tieflings in first edition, all of them had fire, cold, and electric resistance, which was very typical in first edition. Yeah, it's a very devil-y thing. So I hadn't, since we're in second edition, not everyone had that. A few key people, shovel hands, for example, had that. But of course, no one was using that type of energy damage against them, so you weren't quite aware of it.
I mean, it makes sense if we've learned that there's so many different kind of like hellspawn, different kind of like ancestries and vibes, if you will, out there. It makes sense that not everyone has the same, as I just said, not everyone's in the same box.
Yeah. And as we come back into initiative,
To put Palaveen into a box.
Yes. A wooden one.
Put him in a box.
6 sides.
he is the only living combatant left, and after having just exploded, his imp minion ends his turn and takes some bleed damage, courtesy of Nico's gouging claw.
Ooh.
We'll take 2 points of bleed damage
Nice.
Oh.
and succeeds on the recovery check, so he's no
That's
longer
nice.
bleeding.
Oh,
Damage is damage.
chipping away.
Chipping away. Lowen.
Yeah, Lowen just haven't been almost engulfed by flames, but strange enough, not taking much damage because he ate some of it. Is going to stride for first action to be next to Sakun. Second and third action, take out a healer potion and will just throw it down Sakun's neck.
Okay.
What an image.
Not wasting any time, just gonna try and...
To make this as least graceful as possible.
Yep. It's literally just grabbing Sakun like by the scruff of like the shirt and just pouring it down for 4 points. It's not a lot, but it's a minor healing potion. And with that as well, the effect from the Eat Fire that they cast earlier doesn't really get used. So a little bit of, as Sakun wakes, you see maybe a little bit of smoke comes out of Lowen's nose as the spell of that dissipates. And that's my turn.
Yeah, that's exactly what Zekun sees as he opens his eyes. It's just like this puff of smoke coming out. Just
Welcome back.
thanks.
We go to angry, dragony Flint.
Flint, pretty mad, covered in blood, also like steaming with flame. It's going to get off the ground. I'm going to move around so I can get a good bead on our boy Palaveen.
First action, stand.
First action stride. Oh, stand, right. Yeah. Okay, so you know what? In that case, first action stand. Second action, I'm going to pop a potion, just to be on the safe side.
So second action, draw. Third action, drink.
Yes.
Stand, draw, drink.
Classic combination.
The old stand, draw, drink.
Is that like Galarian's equivalent of live, laugh, love?
Stand, draw, drink.
Episode title.
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's 4 health for me. So he shakes off a little bit, but he's looking a little bit better.
Mariana is dying 1. She is going to make a recovery check.
Yeah.
So I need an 11. 16.
Ooh, jeeps.
She's alive. So my favorite NPC, despite being blown up by her...
Why do you even like her so much? Like, we just met her. What is this?
I think it's the artwork, honestly.
Right.
That's valid.
It's from the... it's on. You can find it on the archives of Nethys, this red-skinned Nephilim woman with this blonde hair and these sort of goat horns. She looks so noble in this
Do
picture.
you know what? I have to give it to you.
That's
From the
cool.
moment you were like, she does the Pantene. Well, not Pantene. What's it called? The
Pantene.
But shampoo.
Yeah, the
I
Pantene
think.
like hair flick
Yeah.
turn. I was like, alright, fine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she just seems so like tall and graceful, and I don't know what it is. It just is. But luckily,
Okay, fine. She can join us.
well, anyway, she succeeds on her recovery check. So we go to Nico. Top of round 4.
Is she awake?
Unconscious.
She's unconscious, right? Okay, so that's fine. She just lay there. I've got a quick question. Can I squeeze past Palaveen and get behind him? Like down that, there's a bit of wall
Yes.
sticking through there, yeah. I can? Fantastic. I'm going to move through there. I look over my shoulder and I see Lowen healing Zakun. I'm like, oh, well done. Lowen, yes, Lowen, well done. Oh my gosh.
Just kill him.
Okay.
No need for praise. You just fucking end it.
I'm going to squeeze him behind him and sort of, I've seen people like you with no regard for life. How do you feel when you're about to die? And I'm going to cast fear on him. And I'm going to, your worst nightmares. And just the image of Palaveen working in a boring clerical office, pushing paper around.
Oh, no.
Wow.
So the grey monotony for eternity. DC save 18.
Critical success.
Oh, critical success!
Oh, no. Joke's on you.
Jeez.
I'm into that shit.
I was gonna say, secretly, that's what he wants.
Damn it! Okay, that's me, unfortunately. I take 6 damage. What's going on there?
You're
Yes,
still bleeding.
because of your
Yeah, persistent bleed.
Would Nico want to try that again with the hero point, perhaps?
Yes, I would. Here we go.
Nice.
Okay, well, anyway,
Still
moving
fail.
on.
Okay,
Moving on.
Oh, God.
Sombra.
Runs after Nico and Palaveen and flanks Palaveen opposite side to Nico. And could you describe what Palaveen is wearing?
He's wearing these black and red robes that have some runes on them. That robes isn't necessarily the right word. They're kind of wrapped up into like pants, roby pants, I suppose.
Like pantaloons.
Yes.
In that case, Sombra, first action stride, runs up to Palaveen opposite Nico. And for the second action, it's going to use Dirty Trick. And it's going to try to rip Palaveen's sleeves down to sort of encumber his movement.
Nice.
So I'm going to attempt a thievery check against the target's DC, reflex DC.
Yeah, destroy his drip.
Oh,
That is a total 11. I'm going to hero point that. So
Okay.
maybe roll
Come
that.
on.
I like if it being a special move like drip destruction or something.
No one can have more drip
That's
than
in
Sombra.
Starfinder. That's in Starfinder.
I'm going to put that in my
I
game of
roll a
Starfinder.
total 24 with that new roll.
Hell yeah.
So
Nice.
the target
Nice.
is clumsy. And now I'm going to flurry of blows.
oh, what a combo!
Okay.
My drip! No!
And it's diabolic drip.
Yeah.
This was limited edition!
Asmodeus in hell right now, dude. You can't leave the house like that.
It's like scuffing your white J's. You
Roll a
can't
total
miss.
21.
Yay!
Yes.
Let's go.
Nice.
Destroy him.
Max
Oh,
damage.
yeah.
8. Second attack as part of my third action.
Hell yeah.
Really tough though. Look at his health bar.
That's
Nice.
Nice.
Total
Nice.
19. 4. Total 4 damage as Sombra rips down Palaveen's top. You hear this cloth tearing, and Sombra just grabs him and just kind of like punches really quick up on his chest.
And now I make a fortitude save.
Yes, because of stunning blows.
Let's go. Finally, we get to use this because all my enemies have not survived most
Success.
of my... Okay.
16.
All right, nothing happens. He's still up.
Zekun, you are back.
Looking at someone who almost belched fire, but is releasing out smoke, and I'm going to slowly get up from my prone position, and then with a very exhausted movement, reach into my belt with my second action, and with my third action, use one of my minor healing potions to also heal up a bit.
Nice.
That is 7 points of healing from that potion. I drink down, I empty the bottle, and I just throw the empty vial like next to me on the ground as it shatters. And that ends my turn.
It is Palaveen's turn. He is currently clumsy,
Dripless.
but that will end. Sorry, what? Dripless.
Dripless! Yeah, see, the buff there, dripless, actually, is -5.
The clumsy will end after this round. Doesn't like what's the situation I'm in.
He can move.
To hell.
If you recall, the benediction is still in place.
Right.
Is that not concentration or anything?
He doesn't have to sustain it?
No, I can concentrate to expand the aura, but otherwise it lasts for a minute.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So he's got those Matrix-style black and red words fell out of his mouth, encircling him in this protective aura, and he stamps his cloven hoof, and some of those words begin climbing up and coming over his body as he casts Sanctuary on himself.
Could you give us a quick one, too, what it does?
Well, you'll find out eventually. You can, if you had the feat, identify magic. I think there's a feat that allows you to identify what spells are happening and to learn what they do.
I'm just gonna read it quietly and not say anything. It's right here in the chat.
It is. That's why. And he's going to begin moving. So he slides past Sombra down into the southern part of his chamber, his bed chambers, next to Lowen. And Lowen, you can see his eyes are darting. There's you and Zekun who are in the way of the door, but the way to the secret door to the south is currently free, but he's used all of his actions now. Lowen.
I'm wondering, is it an action to try and persuade him in some way to do something? I think Lowen wants to try and persuade him to surrender, essentially.
No, we can call it a demoralize.
Yeah?
That's how we've been treating it thus far.
Okay.
We did that in the Owasco fight with the goblins.
Right, yeah, you're right.
And
Okay.
we saw Rachel, the other hellbound rogue who I just named in the break.
Okay.
I saw that.
Uh-huh.
She got feared, demoralized, and decided to flee.
Yeah, I think Lowen just looks at Palaveen as he comes close and just says, "You could make it out alive if you just surrender." And we'll try and then demoralize. It's not really threatening, it's more of a, you're going to die if you don't stand down. That's a failure. I'm going to hero point that.
15 is not enough.
No, what is it? It's
Cleric and
high.
will DC?
Yeah, but I rolled really low, so that's a critical failure now. I hate hero points. So that does anything. Can I tell that he's not intimidated, that he's planning on running
absolutely.
still? Okay, cool. For my second action, needle darts. Just really simple. Hold on.
Give up. No, stab.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes.
As you begin casting the spell, it is an attack and
Oh, yes.
Sanctuary triggers.
Cool. So what
So
do
I need
do?
you to make a will save.
Okay. That is another nat one, and I'm pretty not sure.
no.
Can I hero point again
Oh my
if I in the
God.
same turn?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
not
it's
on the
another
same
roll.
roll.
Yeah, I honestly don't because I have enough. So I'm going to hero point that. That is not much better, but not a critical failure. But I think
Right.
it still means that I'm assuming that that's something that ruins it.
So with the failure, that means you can't. You won't let yourself attack him. If you had critically failed, you wouldn't have been able to attack him for the next minute.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I can't damage that trip.
Yeah. Okay. I'm curious though, Griff. How does it? Is it like a? I'm curious how does it manifest? Is like an aura around him? That's like. Is it like a?
So we see those Matrix-style red and black diabolic words like covering his body now. But for you, it is I would assume it's the traits it has is concentrate, divine, and manipulate. I don't know, the fear of gods.
Yeah. I think Lowen goes to reach to do the actual like spell, like having the item like shape into needles, and as they do that, they suddenly realize that it's almost like they blank. They suddenly don't know how to use spell anymore, and they just look at Palaveen and then just scoff, like understanding that he must have done something to block it. And that's the end of my turn.
Right.
It says the action is wasted, but is the spell also consumed?
It's a cantrip, so
Okay.
it doesn't really matter.
But it would
Fortunately.
be, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it
the spell would
I-
be consumed.
Yeah, that sucks.
Brutal.
Flint.
Flint's going to see that he's moving towards the door and watches as Lowen like falters in front of him. And I'm going to step just in front of the secret door, so we can't go that way either. While I'm standing in front of the door, I'm not going to try wasting a health on him. Oh, crap. I got to use an action to pick up all my crap that I dropped, actually. So, first action, pick up all my stuff. Second action,
grab that rapier.
step over to the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then third action?
Third action, I'm going to try battle medicine.
Battle medicine.
Good one.
Although, does a dirty trick count as an attack?
Does it have the attack trait?
Yeah, it does. Dang. Okay. Then yeah, just gonna battle medicine. And yeah, I get 11. So I got 23 on my medicine check, and I got 11 health back for myself. So I'm just standing there in the doorway, menacingly, whilst also patching myself up.
I love that.
Menacingly
Just wrapping a bandage around me like, just you wait. When I'm done bleeding my own blood. Ooh.
Round 5. Nico, your prey is moving away.
I'm also bleeding out, which is not great.
Blood
How long is
vendetta!
Blood. I don't know how long that lasts for. That's annoying.
Until you succeed.
Until I succeed.
Remember Sombra and the soap?
Yeah. So what? A healing would fix that?
It would restore your HP, but not the condition causing the bleeding to leave your body.
So how what? Sew up the wound?
Succeed the roll.
Succeed on the recovery.
Oh my gosh!
Just like last time.
But we did find that you can use items that make sense to give yourself pluses. So if you've got bandages on you or something, try using those with it.
Yeah,
but you have to get them out of your bag and use them, so they're
The
like
healer's
that.
kit, yeah. Okay. I think some flank damage. I think I'm going to get into a flanking position, so Sombra could do their good work. Let's move. I'm going to scatter Scree right in front of them to stop them moving.
Ah, nice. It's not an attack, so yeah.
It's not an attack.
It does not have an attack roll, yeah. So direct line from where you are, hitting Palaveen and the dead thug with the caved-in chest.
That's it.
And I'll make a reflex save.
Failure. Love to see it. Yeah, so rocks fall.
Rocks fall, Palaveen dies.
Not yet.
Yeah. We should hope.
5 points.
Okay.
Bludgeoning.
Damage is damage.
Yep.
Damage is damage, but we'll see. Nico, end your turn. You're bleeding.
We'll see, but it's Sombra next up, so...
Ow.
Ooh.
Come on. Damn it.
No. That's
Is there
13
like a,
on the recovery roll.
Is there like, I don't know, like a river of healing potion that we can just dunk Nico into?
I've got a berry still. I can have.
Just to point out again, since we did encounter this persistent thing in an earlier session, someone else can also spend usually 2 actions on their turn to assist and give Nico another chance at trying to recover. And of course, the GM can always say, depending on how we describe it, that the DC is actually lower than the 15 it usually is.
But we'll see what Sombra does.
Sombra runs after Palaveen. Would this position grant flanking diagonally from Blowen? Yeah,
yes.
Right? Okay. I'm going to spend 2 actions to help Nico first.
Okay.
Smart.
Oh.
Sombra, just using her teeth, rips some of the linen off her shoulder and kind of like tosses it towards Nico to help quickly patch him up. If we had more time, Sombra would absolutely do something more thorough, but this is as much as she can give to assist.
Yeah. Dirty, sweaty linen. Perfect. I'll take that. I'll take it.
So then, if I recall, he can now immediately
Make a recovery check.
Okay, come on.
Now immediately make one, and I will
But this
reduce the DC because you have now you actually have something to like stop the bleeding with.
Yeah. To clot it up.
So I'm gonna say, I think reduce the DC of the flat check to 10 for a particularly appropriate type of help. That sounds appropriate.
Yeah. Those monk bandages are amazing. Right, here we go. Flat 20.
Come on.
Flat 20.
Come on.
Oh.
That's a success.
The success.
Hey!
Oh, Sombra, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I got there's blood everywhere. You're amazing.
Stop bleeding now.
I will stop bleeding now. Look behind you.
I love how
Just yells at you, stop
Sombra and
bleeding.
Loam respond to praise the exact same way with some sort of command.
I glare at Palaveen.
It's a hard glare.
You sacrificed your drip
Yeah.
to stop Nico dripping. It's
Mid.
Mid.
I regret using the word drip.
Zekun.
Yeah, Nico just made the earth quake and rocks fall where Palaveen is standing, and Zekun still is not feeling very great, and that sanctuary spell is quite the complication, if I may say so. The thing is, Palaveen is right now. It's pretty hard for him to get out through that secret door because Flint is standing in front of the door. There's the scatter scree, which is now makes that count as difficult terrain, right? Mm-hmm. That slows him down, and he has to try to tumble through Flint at this point, which is tough to get through. Zekun heard Lowen try to convince Palaveen to just give up. As I lean into the door frame, and I look at Palaveen and say, I think this one needs to be taught a thorough lesson. I want to first cast guidance on myself. So I will have my eyes briefly spark with this divine spark for a moment. And then I'm going to demoralize Palaveen.
Nice.
And that is a total of 25.
Oh,
Nice.
Very nice.
We can see his eyes darting between Zekun, Lo, and Flint, looking back at Sombra and Nico behind him.
With my final action, I'm just going to cast guidance again. And my spark from my eyes glides over past Palaveen, and I'm going to cast guidance on Sombra. You can give yourself that guidance.
Thank you.
It's Palaveen's turn. The problem with spells is that they take 2 actions to cast. I only have 3 actions. So I don't like that. The frightened is not helpful, especially if I want to try and tumble through. So 5, 10, 15 feet to move through the scatter screen next to Flint, where I will try to tumble through with the 0 on the bonus.
oh.
Critical
Critical
fail.
failure.
Oh yeah, Flint hunkers down. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. You ain't moving Flint. You seen his thighs?
Have you seen my thighs? You ain't going nowhere.
And I wonder, is there something that happens on a critical fail with the tumble through?
Now, if there were any reactions, they would trigger as if you had moved. So if you do this next to one with reactive strike, this would have hurt.
Right.
But none of us have reactive strike.
So that was his first
Reactive strike.
action. I can try again. I can try 2 more times.
Yeah.
You moved.
That's the first.
Move.
The first
Yeah.
one was a tumble through action, which allows you to stride your speed, and
Okay.
Yeah.
the second action, tumble through.
Another failure.
Third action,
Another failure.
tumble through.
What?
Success.
Success on the third.
He
Wow.
stumbles through the scatter screen, bumps into Flint, who pushes him back, pushes Flint again, trying to get past, and on the third one is actively able to 5, 10, 15, 20,
Doesn't get far.
25 feet through the secret door.
Sombra
Jukes
will
me.
be chasing. Sombra
Yeah.
will be chasing.
So Palaveen is on his way out, has barely managed to squeak by Flint. Low.
It's a foot chase now. It's a
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lowen's
yeah,
also gonna.
yeah.
Lowen's gonna chase. Lowen absolutely. Like I think Lowen sees him like leave, and he's like, "No, the fuck, you're not." I'm just going to go after.
Can you close
him.
doors in front of people?
Be sure
If
to
you
leave
can-
room
if you
for
can
your
get-
friends too.
Yeah, if you can get on the other side, we
yeah.
can flank him up.
So Lowen's like made that remark and then runs after and stands right in front of him. So with my second action, I'm going to try and attack him again, even though I know I have to make a will save. But I have a +7 in will. I am an expert in that. I just rolled really poorly last time.
DC 19.
Yeah. So I need
Oh! I saw
have-
the 19 roll
Yeah,
past.
same. The dice rolled over.
I have the Twilight token still, but it could get worse. And if I roll crit, I cannot attack for a full minute.
I think it looks like this is a make or break moment.
Yeah.
This is like the time to use it if you want to use it.
If there's any moment where it would make sense.
Yeah, I'll use my Twilight token, as we call it. So reroll. Oh!
Okay,
that landed
all right,
well.
well,
So it
shit,
rolled,
that
if
was
it rolled
worse.
a 12 where it was, it would have been enough. Because
Yeah.
19 and it rolled back on it too. Okay, yeah, no. I think,
but-
yeah.
That's a critical fail.
That's a critical fail.
Oh, it is.
No.
That's why I was worried about rolling it
What does that give for Sanctuary?
Lowen cannot attack
for a full minute.
him for a full minute now.
The whole
Okay,
duration
okay.
of the
That's why I
spell.
was worrying
Hold
about
on.
it. Okay.
right.
Lowen blocks his path and then tries to cast again and then finds that he cannot again. And I think for a moment he looks really frustrated. Normally he would would have like a smug expression or something about him. But there's something about this that's almost triggering in a sense. And I think if anyone were to soon close in, would see that Lowen's lost a bit of the confidence as he just sort of stands there.
Lowen can't attack. Lowen could assist. Lowen could aid.
Yeah.
Lowen could...
I can do other things. I just
Yeah.
cannot do anything to him. Well, I can't attack him. That's the only thing.
I'm gonna go after this guy. Flint finishes tying himself up, sees that Lowen's blocked his path, and he's gonna get in behind there for a flank. Second action, no, I'm gonna grapple him.
All right, start off with a will save, please.
So 16?
It's a fail.
It's a fail. All right. Well, I'm gonna use my hero point then.
Okay, come
Because
on.
otherwise you wouldn't be able to use your third action to strike either.
Right. So, gonna reroll with a hero point.
Sanctuary!
Oh God! Wow.
At least it's not
this
a
guy's
crit.
slippery. Yeah, it's not
It
a
would
crit.
be bad
It's
if
not a
all of
crit.
us like.
This guy's
FYI,
real
I
slippery.
have one more trick up my sleeve to get him.
No.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh.
gosh.
That
It
sucks.
just it requires the right conditions, but yeah.
Okay, well then I have to do another will save just to try him again, right?
No, you cannot do any attack actions for this turn.
Right.
So you've
I
got a
failed the
third
will
action,
save.
but
No, I get it. I'm just trying to figure out what doesn't count as an attack. But
You can also try to demoralize.
I'm gonna.
him.
Yeah,
You
I was
have-
gonna say I'm gonna use my action to demoralize. Yeah. So I try to grab him. I try to stab him. It's hard to even like will myself to attack him, but I know it's a trick. So I'm just gonna
menace.
intimidation. Yeah, I'm gonna menace him.
That's success.
Menace.
23.
Nice.
So I can't grab him. But I say the second you step outside, you're dead. And that's a 23 for my intimidation.
All right. We're moving into round 6.
Epic.
Yes, thank you. What does that give him, by the way, as the intimidation?
He's
To
frightened.
demoralize? Fine, okay, cool. So, he's
So
still trying to
-1 to everything, which will also make it easier for us to succeed on our will saves because his DC is lower now.
All right, so that's Flint's whole turn, and in turn, off we go.
Okay.
Nico's going to run through to there, just to stop any more running away or slow them down a bit, and we'll have a berry. You're not getting away. You're not getting away from us.
Wow.
Eats popcorn.
Just you wait.
Samra, first action, stride. Second action, stride. Third action, flurry of blows. Will save?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Come on.
I have a +8 to this. Come on.
Come on, let's go.
I had
Let's
a
go.
+7. That also didn't go well for me. Oh.
17
That's
total.
a fail. We need a
Will's,
19.
Oh.
hero point.
Let's
Come
go.
on.
Let's go.
Success.
Oh!
Yes.
Yes!
Yes!
Come on!
Nice!
Okay. Am I targeted? Still targeted? We're flurry of blows. Flurry of blows.
Come on,
flurry
come
of
on.
blows.
Beat the shit out of this
Come
guy!
I forgot how to play monk.
And you have guidance
I have
on as well
guidance.
that you can put that you can turn on.
Thank you.
And he's flanked.
And is frightened.
He's not
You
flanked for
flanked-
he's not flanked for
Not flanked for
Sombra,
Sombra.
unfortunately.
No, I
yeah.
can't get in that spot.
Come on, mess
I
him up.
rolled a total 23
That hits.
Nice.
Yeah. Beat this guy to death.
for 8 damage as I just sort of uppercut his chin. Second attack, crane wing, flurry of blows.
He's
as part of
bruised.
my
Come on.
third action.
He's bloodied.
Oh my
I
days!
rolled a
Sick!
natural 20 for a total 24.
Sick!
As I roll a total 12 damage as he comes down from the uppercut. I grab the shoulders on the way down and I bring my knee up instead to his chin. And succeeds on...
He is not stunned, but with 3 hit points left, he falls to his knees and throws his hands up, lowers his head. I surrender.
You're under arrest.
No, not the law.
Wow, what a clincher
Sombra.
for Sombra there.
Oh,
Really cool. What a finish. Just
Thank you,
beating the
guys.
drip off this guy in a corner.
Love it.
Sombra slips behind him and just forcefully, no gentle, no calm energy about this, pulls both his arms behind him and with her other hand pulls the scruff of his cloaked back. So he's in a very uncomfortable but unmoving position.
Yeah, I'll cuff him as she does that. So yeah, as Sombra, absolutely. Actually, it's not police brutality. She's not police, so she can go ahead. And Flint, slaps on these manacles.
I'll go up and tie up Mariana's hands and stuff.
Okay.
Is she still alive?
And just
Yeah,
make
unconscious.
sure that
Yeah.
check for breathing. They're not bleeding out or dying.
We should bring her in as well, actually.
She's breathing normally. Definitely burn marks on her from that explosion, as well as stab wounds and whatnot. But alive.
To be fair, thinking about it, how much love is she going to have for a guy who tried to kill her himself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Could be useful for information.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think
I won't hold any grudges as long as she's useful, sure.
I think Lowen would look down at Palaveen as he gets cuffed, doesn't say anything, and then walks off into the room where Mariana is. He seems oddly quiet.
I think seeing Lowen wander off, I mean, they're going into the same room with Nico, with Zakun rather, so maybe Zakun can handle it. No, I was going to go and talk, but it would be weird to be like,
Yeah, no, I
Zakun's
get
in
it, I
there,
get it.
why am I going to come in and bother them?
Yeah, no, Lowen
No.
will go up to Mariana to also check on. We're having the same thought of oh, this is useful to talk to her later.
Right.
Yeah.
Before we leave this place and with our captives, are we doing any searching around the room, perhaps?
Yeah, definitely. Once they're both tied up, let's turn this place over, get all the information they've got.
Okay.
Sombra's also going through Palaveen's person.
Yeah. I steal his drip as well, whatever the nicest thing on him is.
Well, that drip
nice
is
scarf.
important. There's some sort of runes on that robe of his, which... So, there are 3 important things to look at in this room. The desk that Zakun has walked over to, the chest that Lowen is standing in front of, and the bed in the back of the room where there's a crumpled heap of items at the foot of the bed.
Yeah, with no one at the desk anymore to put daggers through the papers, Zakun is checking if there's any important documents or other objects here.
Lowen will go through everything right away because he's looking for who's paying these guys and also any references to Council of Thieves, but also noted because when the Council of Thieves was mentioned, Palaveen looked over to the bed.
He did.
So Lowen's going to almost stand next to Zakun first, looking through the papers to see if there's anything he recognizes, and then sort of goes through everything. Even if other people are also looking at it, they also want to look at it.
I'll tell you what, do you want to take the bed and I'll take the chest then? Just so we're
They're doing everything.
covering all the bases?
You can all do. They're doing everything.
You
They're really
okay,
thorough.
all at the same time?
Yeah.
All at the
Lowen's
same time?
micromanaging.
Okay.
Lowen will start with Zakun by the desk and then work their way back into the room.
Okay. We'll do Zakun's desk first, and the paperwork's important.
So,
we got.
Zakun, you're looking through the desk, the stuff on top, you realize Lowen's peering over your shoulder. There are notes on the table, as we saw, many papers, containing, as you look, itemized lists of things the bastards have stolen, as well as some cryptic notes written in diabolic.
Which I could read.
Lowen translates them for you. One note in particular stands out, a request for more skeletal wolves to help protect the base, or onyxes to create more wolves.
That makes sense. That's probably how come we ended up bumping into a bunch when we came back here.
There's also a half-finished letter it says a half-finished angry letter. A part of me is like, well, the letter's not angry. The things written on it are angry. In which the writer seems to be frustrated at not being granted further audience with something called the Council.
I'm imagining that Lowen is picking that one up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do I recognize? Is it Palaveen? The older handwriting the same?
No. Well, yes, actually.
Okay.
All the handwriting, the requests, and the letter, it's all the same. Mm-hmm. The chest, if someone was looking at that, is locked, which is fine because as Sombra is going through Palaveen's pockets, he has a small iron key.
Nice.
In addition to a wand, a healer's toolkit.
Do you want to do a identify on his gear as well, just in case?
It'll take 10 minutes to identify anything, so
okay.
this might be stuff done in downtime. But you realize, first off, he's wearing, underneath the robes, there's this shawl that seems very unusual, nay, magical. Plus a religious symbol, a lesser healing potion. 2 lesser healing potions, actually. Wow. Several gold pieces, 9 to be exact. And he also has a morning star on his hip that he never drew. There are also runes on that.
Sombra takes everything off him. This guy is in his long johns, so to say. While everyone has kind of scattered to the room and it's just Sombra and Palaveen, is Palaveen saying anything? Doing his like boring evil monologuing?
I think there's really shame on his face and defeat. It would almost be sad if he wasn't such an asshole.
If Sombra clocks this sort of abject resignation, she's alone in the room with this guy. She almost leans down and is like, would it be a mercy to even kill you?
It would. I would go down into the hells to be with my father.
Who's that? She'll say it again in Diabolic. Who's that?
I presume Asmodeus himself, for having been blessed by him without being an actual member of the church here. But what would you know about that? And he definitely seems curious with that question, because as you're speaking in Diabolic.
Sombra, in her most snarky, sarcastic, pissed off tone of voice, sort of resorts like the first half of any sort of basic prayer that Asmodean religious lead followers would know. Like sort of rattles it off like
But you're not faithful.
No. And you know what? You're not gonna get to see Daddy. Not anytime soon. But when in the future you see Daddy, after a long, shameful life full of failure, because I will have kicked your ass and everyone else's asses like yours over and over and over again, then I'll come visit and kick Daddy's ass too.
I'd like to see that.
You'll never kick Daddy's ass.
She gives him another rough of her good motion, but keeps him down and like keeps like a foot on top of the bundle of everything she's torn off this guy.
Maybe tosses the key to someone.
Yeah, she notices a key and then with her foot just like sort of kicks the key, goes, "Oi, use this."
So we've got the chest and then the bed next. And sorry if we go a little long. I thought it would be nice to like examine things a little bit.
Yeah. Evan, do you want to do the chest?
No, it's okay. I don't need to search through stuff. Fugo,
Okay.
Fugo, where are you? Come here. Are you okay, Fugo?
Fugo comes in, hops on Mariana's tied up body.
And eats her.
And sits down. And says,
Oh, gee. That sounded really dramatic, Nico.
It was terrifying. Bleeding out all across the floor here. It wouldn't stop bleeding. Sombra tore off some of her outfit to patch me up.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, probably saved my life.
Oh, I'm glad. I'll be sure to give her a hug later.
Yeah. Well, we'll both give her a hug. I want to give her a hug. I want to ask her some stuff as well.
Okay.
You were both rather terrifying, Sekun says as he sifts through the documents. Shouldn't underestimate yourself in that fight, Nico.
I don't think I did too much. But thanks, Dakun. It was a bit scary seeing you go down like that as well. So, but we prevailed. But yeah, it's a lot. This is a lot. And I'm not even sure what the big picture is. I just want to get back to the Arboretum.
Zaku nods, then just returns to sifting through the papers.
I'll probably do a treat wounds on Mariana as well.
Okay.
I know. I'm a healer.
Yeah.
So I'll go to Lowen, who's micromanaging this.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go next? Bed or chest?
Chest.
As Flint's kind of looking at through the bed stuff, Lowen goes over to the chest with the iron key. Inside, you can see a lot of things that had been stolen. Some weapons from a blacksmith shop, including a silver dagger and a jeweled short sword. Neither of them are magic, but the jeweled short sword is worth more than a regular short sword. It's fine work. The silver dagger is really interesting because I think any one of you knows, being residents of Cheliax, well, maybe our orcs don't know. Our Wizcrawny people know that devils are weak to silver.
Huh.
And if you use needle darts with the silver dagger, your needles become silver.
Yeah, I think...
There's also leather armor, breastplate, so some equipment, the hand crossbow, bastard sword, dagger, thieves' tools, bolts, several gold pieces, a nice looking pearl, 2 small onyxes, and 50 of the wooden bastard tokens.
Oh, I think Lowen, unless someone's looking, will take the pearl and at least one of the onyxes for himself, but will also take a handful of those tokens. And I think we'll pull out the rest to put on display for everyone what's in there.
Should we just put it into the
yeah,
stuff
no, but like for like
everyone,
because it's obviously the stolen goods, and they don't really care for it, but they know that some others might be interested in like returning some bits and pieces. But I think they might later on ask if they can keep the dagger or offer it to anyone else. Like explaining also to the orcs like the silver bit. We'll take mental note of that because that's interesting that he had it here.
I think
Yeah.
I think Nico would probably be interested in that because they do needle darts quite often.
Yeah.
2 things that weren't stolen. Another set of thieves' tools and a scroll.
I'll take the scroll.
It's not a spell scroll.
Don't even know what it is.
Yeah, I know. I'll take the scroll anyway.
Just grab your hand.
No.
Slow and grab your hand.
Just sorting things out what I don't
Losing the
want.
ball.
Yeah, just don't.
But it is Lowen who will probably be identifying most of the magic stuff. This isn't a scroll, a spell. It's a ritual.
Oh. Can I try and identify what ritual it is?
Yeah, we'll need 10 minutes for any identified stuff.
Yeah,
so
okay. Well, I'll pocket it for
it'll
now.
take a
I'll
while.
pocket it for now. Or like, I will say Lowen will call out that they found the scroll. They're not just like, the only thing they're starting to sort of sneakily put in their pocket is the pearl, the onyx, and a couple of tokens. The rest are putting out on display or calling out what they're finding.
While you're digging through the chest, you're not necessarily noticing Flint looking through. I mean, you're noticing, but
Yeah.
Flint's going through that bed. Let's get this done.
Flint's been going through it to a point where you're too distracted by shinies now. Flint, the heap is pretty uninteresting. Like just clothes kind of thrown down, random junk, treasures, whatnot. But you find a crumpled note. And as you uncrumple it, you find a letter is a strong word. It's a piece of paper with words written on it, a note. And I'm going to put something in your inventory, and I'm going to ask you to read it out loud for us, please.
Oh no.
Sure.
Cool.
I'm gonna motion for the others to come over. I want them to be out of I think Sombra's got Palaveen still, so they're fine. So he's going to come to the others and say, "This is interesting. Palaveen, while we appreciate the work of your bastards, the council never intended association to be more than just that. We shouldn't need to remind you that if your tiring applications continue, we'll need to solve this problem in a manner less concerned with your continued good health." And then I'm going to look over to Palaveen and say, "Guess you weren't quite in bed with the old council as you thought, mate."
He glares at you.
Lowen, your obviously very interested in the council comings and goings.
Yeah.
Anything you can make of this?
I don't know. And he'll take the note.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, or well, look at the note if you hold it out. I don't know.
Yep.
Look at the note. Can I make anything out of this? Probably not. So no. Yeah, I think Lowen just sort of looks at it for a moment, like, I'm seeing exactly the same thing that you are seeing.
All right. So what we can make from this is that the bastards weren't quite as in bed with the council, if it is such a thing, as we're led to believe.
Yes.
I'm going to need some of this stuff for evidence. The rest of it, we should probably get out of here.
It kind of leads me to believe that this council is real.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Definitely
I mean,
real.
Yes.
I feel like some of us may know more than the rest, but it's definitely something to do with later on. For now, we are in enemy territory. Maybe we should get out of here, eh?
Yeah, you're right. What are we doing with him?
If there are no problems, I would like to take him into the station, have him processed, find out what he knows. Him and his friend here. Him and his very sharp-witted friend here. I point at the person who stabbed me 3 times to death.
But we all know that, and Sombra speaks up, that a lot of the goddamn institutions in the city, they let shit like this happen underground, on the street. Yeah, I get Flint, what you're trying to do, but the people and the groups you're working for, do they really have your back? Are going to ensure that is a shove to Palaveen? This asshole gets what's coming to him?
From what we understand, the mayor has been allowing these bastards to run rampant in service of the Hell Knights. As I told you before, my sergeant has no love for Hell Knights. Whatever the Rondatari here overlooking, we won't.
I think that's the thing is there's a big picture going on, a huge picture, and we've only got snippets of it.
Right.
What's to say you hand this person in and forces outside of our perception, this person gets to go free? Can you ensure that justice is going to be done?
I'll see that either justice gets done or he doesn't go free.
And what happens if he does go free?
Flint holds up his hand and says, guys, I came with you as an agreement. I came here to deal with the problem of the bastards for the law, for justice. If that's what you want, the law to do its job, justice to occur, you have to give me at least this much leeway. I can't help you if you keep fighting me every time.
No,
I agree.
no, you're right.
Flint is right, but so is Sombra.
Why don't you come with me? Huh? Yeah, you lot have made yourself very useful. Come down to the station with me. Speak to my sergeant.
I trust you to take him in, and I think it's the right thing to do to take him in for now. But that doesn't mean we should lower our guard. If this is just one group, one part of this bigger picture, then there's still some other stuff happening. But for now, we've done what we came together for, to deal with these bastards. So we dealt with them.
Right. Less bastards means less Hell Knights, and that's what we all wanted, right?
Yeah.
If there's more going on with, and he waves the paper, this, and he points at the table full of stuff, and that, well, I'll use everything I can to make sure we, as a group, can try and get to the bottom of it. You might not trust the Atari, but you can trust me.
So you are assuming a cooperation for the future?
I am assuming that you four are individuals of interest who need to be carefully aided by the law. That being me, and that being that the law doesn't get in your way too much.
Speaking for myself, I was an individual in a back room with Genevan when I was suddenly dragged into a sewer on an escape as all of this began. This kind of felt here like its natural conclusion of whatever we were involved in.
You've done your part, and you've done it well. If you wish to step away, I'll make sure that your name isn't brought up in any future hearings.
Oh, you can write my name and the name of the plea down.
Wait, we're doing hearings? My name needs to stay out of there.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
Thank you.
Put my name wherever you would put Lowen's name then.
Okay, alright, so we should get out of here. First things first, eh?
Yes.
We can discuss this on the way back.
I'd like a very public little jaunt, another shove to Palaveen, on the way to hand over this asshole to wherever he's gonna rot.
You know, there's this really beautiful area up there in the temple, like this nice square. Can we just parade him out then?
I do
I feel
that.
like maybe parading the leader of a group of bandits that we haven't made sure we've dealt with all of them before we get into justice might be counting our chickens before they hatch, so to speak.
This asshole is responsible for a lot of suffering in this neighborhood and this part
And
of
what
the
would you
city.
do, Sombra? Show him around so that people can know who we are, where we're going, follow us back? What's the plan here?
Show
Apart
him
from
around.
vengeance and a show of force. Do you want justice or do you want to be the big un?
I want people to get to know that they have power too, and that they are not just weak fodder that everyone gets to step over.
We are carrying them through the streets back to the station.
Perfect.
They'll see it. We don't
Good.
have to parade them anywhere else.
Oh, we're going to be walking. I hope someone is singing behind us. And if any rocks or rotten tomatoes come through, I'm gonna be sure that this face catches them.
Sounds good. Flint's gonna grab the bits he needs.
Flint, could I possibly borrow that? I will give the piece of paper back. Could I borrow it for just 1 minute?
Fine.
Lowen will take the note and will use, I didn't get to use it before, my book thief brew to make a copy of it. So Lowen has this little bottle with some kind of liquid in it and will pour it on the paper and it turns to a thick paste. And after a minute we'll peel it off, the original note intact, but there's a copy in mirror of that paper. And I think it has, if you have a piece of paper, have one other use out of it, but so they will put the bottle back and we'll hand Flint the piece of paper back and we'll store away the copy.
That magic's just bloody weird. Right. Is there anything else that we need to hear before we get out of this den of iniquity?
What do we do with her? And I gesture at Mariana.
She's going down as well.
All right.
Let's go then.
With this amount of proof, Flint, you're pretty sure it won't be too hard to get him the death penalty.
I don't think I'm going to tell the others that. I think let me rephrase. I don't think I'm going to tell the orcs that.
Yeah.
But I will make it clear to Sombra and Lowen that he will get what's coming to him.
Yeah.
I think Lowen has legal lore as well. Would they know that this is?
Yeah.
I think like
With
the
this
moment
evidence.
I think the moment the evidence started piling up, Lowen knew like, yeah, these people are toast.
They're in
gone.
trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mariana might get imprisonment as for aiding and abetting, but as Palaveen is the leader of a group that has been murdering citizens.
I think it would make more sense to keep Mariana around. She'll sing. Hey, Palaveen was going to roast you.
Yes.
He's not on your side. Tell us what you got, and you'll get a lighter sentence.
Exactly.
Standard stuff.
So we emerge out of the depths from underneath the old ruined temple of Erastiel into the bright morning light of this hot summer day and make our way back through the Rego Cader into the city proper. And we end our story there. For now.
Well, all right.
All right. Chapter 1.
And
Season 1.
we end the story, but our characters have gone through so much, so many instances, so many experiences.
Oh, right. Maybe they should level up.
Yay!
Oh, yes. Yes. Tumble Through presents Twilight's Edge, a Pathfinder 2e actual play of the Council of Thieves adventure path, converted from Pathfinder 1e. Tumble Through uses trademarks and / all copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's fan content policy at paizo.com/licenses/fan content. Tumble Through is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved of by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com.
No, there's no sanctuary effect, so I just have to remember that this is happening. That's unfortunate.
How dare.
How dare, but I will remember.
Whatever did we do before computers and just tracking these things on our pencils and our papers?
I know, so annoying.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Furiously
only started playing
collected
with
bottle
computers.
caps from milk jugs of all different colors.